Hey, these are some really great flames. Isn't it a waste to seal them here? The boy of flames' laughter echoed across Xiao Yan's supreme sea. That flame with the highest temperature, is it that you can't refine and absorb it? Let me tell you, although the flame fusion chapter has the transcendent ability to merge all the fires of the world, in reality, it can't refine those flames that appeared with the birth of the world, because their forms are completely different from other flames. To refine them, you need to use the flame transformation chapter to simulate them into the same type as other flames. Once that is done, using the flame fusion chapter will be a breeze, said the boy of flames, communicating with Xiao Yan's divine soul. I see now, Xiao Yan nodded. No wonder that companion flame had been so tricky earlier. Xiao Yan had thought that if he just waited, the imperial flame would gradually merge with it. Now, it seemed that he really needed to study the flame transformation chapter to achieve this. I'll help you fuse them all together, the boy of flame's voice echoed again over Xiao Yan's supreme sea. Immediately, Xiao Yan saw a dazzling array of flames sweeping in from above the supreme sea. Clearly, these flames were the various ones that had flowed out from his body. Whoosh! As those fiery flames poured down from above the supreme sea, the sea beneath also began to churn. The surging waves of spiritual energy were so powerful that they could tear apart even a high-ranking supreme-level expert. This turmoil heightened Xiao Yan's vigilance. He knew that the supreme sea was now in a highly unstable state, and it could collapse at any moment due to this disturbance. The consequences of such a collapse were unimaginable, so he could only hope that the boy of flames would succeed. The supreme sea formed a huge vortex, with dark red light swirling at its bottom. Then, under Xiao Yan's watchful gaze, a magma bubble wrapped in imperial flame shot up from the bottom of the supreme sea, followed by thousands of fire dragon-like refined flame golden dragons. Boom! Under the boy of flame's control, the companion flame and refined flame rushing up from the supreme sea collided with the powerful flames coming from above in the most violent way possible. To Xiao Yan's surprise, there was no violent shockwave that exploded upon impact. Earlier, he had worried that the supreme sea would be destroyed by such a wild wave, but now it was clear that this concern was unnecessary. Xiao Yan watched as the most terrifying companion flame, upon coming into contact with the imperial flame formed from the fusion of 27 powerful flames, was directly transformed into a mysterious, elusive flame. This flame fluctuated in size, sometimes expanding and sometimes compressing to near infinitesimal size, with a terrifying temperature far surpassing the imperial flame. Clearly, the companion flame retained all its original properties after the transformation. At the same time, the thousands of refined flames slowly fused together and transformed into an enormous golden dragon. The terrifying energy emanating from this golden dragon seemed capable of refining all things, and its strength was not far below the imperial flame. With the companion flame joining in, 3 equally destructive flames now flew in a rapidly swirling pattern above the supreme sea, encircling each other in a small loop. Hey, big guy. Let me show you how to combine the flame fusion chapter and the flame transformation chapter. The boy of flame's voice echoed again over Xiao Yan's supreme sea. Under Xiao Yan's tense gaze, the fire ring formed by the 3 destructive flames gradually shrank. When they touched, Xiao Yan's eyes widened in disbelief. Instead of the expected repulsion, what occurred was something completely unexpected. The 3 flames fused into a single, identical flame. This flame displayed the brilliance of the imperial flame, the terrifying temperature of the Do domain companion flame, and the refining power of the refined flame capable of transforming all things in the world. This was the true merging of the flame transformation chapter and the flame fusion chapter. After this fusion, the 3 flames, now identical, combined seamlessly into a new super flame. Boom! When the 3 flames finally merged, Xiao Yan felt his body, previously bound by the laws of power, loosen up. His consciousness reconnected with his body, and as soon as this happened, his expression changed dramatically. He felt a terrifying surge of power rushing from within him. After the fusion of the 3 flames, Xiao Yan's strength skyrocketed. The increase was far beyond what he had anticipated. Since arriving on the continent of the Great Thousand Worlds, Xiao Yin had been stuck at the lower Earth Supreme level without any significant breakthroughs. This was because he had been preoccupied with matters in the Doqi world, causing his cultivation to be delayed. But now, after fully fusing the companion flame and refined flame, his strength had broken through the bottleneck of the lower Earth Supreme and entered the upper Earth Supreme level. Yet, this surge of power didn't stop. It kept rising explosively. Sensing the overwhelming energy building up inside him, Xiao Yin immediately sat cross-legged in midair and guided the surging power into his supreme C through his meridians. Only in this way could he stabilize these powers. Not far away, the Boy of Flames and the Boy of Thunder exchanged a smile. Little Flame, I think he might grow to a level where he can compete with you. Do you believe that? The Boy of Thunder said. Is that why you had him choose the Flame Transformation chapter? The Boy of Flames replied. I have this feeling that there's something in him similar to our master, though I'm not sure what it is, the Boy of Thunder said. Impossible. Our master left here many years ago. I don't believe this big guy has anything comparable to our master, the Boy of Flames responded. Although I sense something in him that reminds me of the master, I still feel he's not suited to rule the entire Do domain world. I can feel that he's filled with an obsession for his friends and family, the Boy of Thunder said. Our master left almost 100,000 years ago. Do you really think he will return? The Boy of Flames murmured. Who knows? But we must remember what the master said. Keep the extraterritorial worlds and the Great Thousand Worlds in constant conflict, so they will focus all their attention on fighting and struggling. The outside world will be much harsher for them, the Boy of Thunder said. Have you ever wondered what the outside the master spoke of really is? The Boy of Flames asked. I don't know, and we don't need to, the Boy of Thunder replied. However, just as his words fell, his brow furrowed, and he turned his gaze toward the distant horizon. The Boy of Flames seemed to sense something as well, and also looked toward the distant sky. At the edge of the lesser thousand worlds, a faint flash of light appeared. Seeing it, both the Boy of Flames and the Boy of Thunder exchanged a glance and immediately began to probe it with their rule-based power. What is it? The Boy of Flames asked. I don't know. Can't detect it. The Boy of Thunder shook his head and said. Let's go check it out, the Boy of Flames said, and with that, he vanished from his spot, the Boy of Thunder following right behind. As they disappeared, Xiao Yin, who was meditating in midair, focused all his energy on guiding the rising power. He didn't sense the deadly danger that was approaching. Behind Xiao Yin, a shadow appeared like a wraith. This figure was covered in black, obscuring its face. Its appearance, however, was clearly aimed at Xiao Yin. Xiao Yin, a promising child from a lower dimension. It's a shame, the black figure sighed as it hovered behind Xiao Yin. Then, it slowly raised its hand and brought it down toward Xiao Yan's crown. The black hand pressed against Xiao Yan's head, and unaware, Xiao Yin began to fade away, starting from his crown. This black hand did not wield earthly powers, but higher-level rule-based forces. With this single touch, everything about Xiao Yin was rewritten. The so-called natural laws refer to the universally objective existence that is not man-made. These natural laws determine the inevitable trend of things' development. Because of natural laws, all things in the world can continue to exist in order. Because of these rules, nothing in the world is disturbed. Rules cannot be created, nor can they be destroyed, and certainly cannot be altered. If rules could be created or modified, the world would fall into chaos and disorder. The boundary between existence and non-existence would become blurred, and the concepts of beginning and end would become inverted and unstable. History would lose its meaning. If there were truly an existence that broke the limits of the rules and stood above them, then to anyone below those rules, they would be incomprehensible and undefeatable. Before such an existence, all things in the world would no longer have limitations. That level would surpass the realm of power, transcending logic itself. To break the rules, to control them, is to become the ruler. High above in the sky, Xiao Yan's figure began to gradually dissipate. This dissolution carried everything about Xiao Yan with it, including his material form, his inner divine soul, and even all the memories and recognitions of Xiao Yin in all the worlds. It was an absolute erasure, to the point that even the action of erasure would eventually be erased. But Xiao Yin remained completely unaware. Under the influence of the rules, everything about him had descended into confusion. Rule modification, existence deletion, material modification. Slaughter ancestor, you are being inconsiderate, a voice suddenly remarked. Just as Xiao Yin was about to completely vanish, leaving only a fragment of his skin, a withered finger extended from the void and gently touched that last shred of skin. The black figure standing behind Xiao Yin, observing the finger extending from the void, also slightly narrowed its eyes. Buzz. When the last shred of Xiao Yin's skin was touched by that finger, time seemed to reverse around him. In this reversal, Xiao Yin's body, starting from that piece of skin, began to recover. In a mere instant, Xiao Yin, exactly the same as before, appeared in the same place. At this moment, Xiao Yin had no knowledge of what had just happened to him. He was still focused on calming the surging power within him. Rule modification, existence restoration, time direction alteration. At the same time that the finger restored Xiao Yin, another figure shrouded in white appeared in front of him. This white figure faced off against the black figure behind Xiao Yin, and their confrontation exuded an eerie calmness. Heh, primordial divine ancestor. We've been negotiating for 500,000 or 600,000 years. This time, just do me a favor and let me kill him. Seriously, I want to kill him. Heh, next time you can train another one, but you'll have to protect him well, said the black figure, called Slaughter Ancestor, with a polite tone, as if he were negotiating with a business partner. How should I say this? It doesn't seem right. Your extraterritorial clan and my great thousand worlds aren't exactly friends, don't you think? The white figure, known as the Primordial Divine Ancestor, responded in kind, using polite phrasing. By the way, doesn't the demon ancestor have a servant? If you want to show respect, we can swap. You kill yours, I kill mine. It's a deal, the Primordial Divine Ancestor added. Well, that doesn't sound good. Servants aren't really mine. How about I trade you 10 heavenly emperors for him? No, make it 20. Heh, you know how hard it is to cultivate heavenly emperors. Slaughter Ancestor hesitated, unsure because the servant belonged to the demon ancestor. Alas, Slaughter Brother is right. The servant is mine, so don't get any ideas. I still need him for business, even though he's a bit of a waste. Recently, he went to attack the Boundary and the Sacred Alliance, which caused the demon clan to lose a few heavenly emperors, the Primordial Divine Ancestor remarked, continuing the conversation while another gray figure appeared to the right of Xiao Yin. As one of the 3 supreme rulers of the extraterritorial realms, the demon ancestor felt it was time to step in. Ah, it's the demon ancestor. You're all ready to take me on? Huh? Listen, this is not a good idea. Not at all. The Primordial Divine Ancestor frowned upon seeing the demon ancestor and then spoke. Since you, demon ancestor, have shown up, I think we can agree on this. I'll trade Xiao Yin for your servant. It's a fair deal, really. You should think it over. This is a very good deal, the Primordial Divine Ancestor said. I agree with the Primordial Divine Ancestor's words. Demon Ancestor, you should really think this through. Once this opportunity passes, it may not come again, said the myriad spirit Divine Ancestor, who had appeared next to Xiao Yin, completing the circle around him with the 4 rulers now facing off. Not a good deal. I still don't think it's worth it, the Demon Ancestor replied, turning his attention back to the Primordial Divine Ancestor. Why not? Go ahead and explain, the Primordial Divine Ancestor asked, raising a hand and pointing to Xiao Yan's shoulder. Boom. With the Primordial Divine Ancestor's finger pointed at Xiao Yan's shoulder, the surging power inside Xiao Yan immediately began to subside. However, after this power was tamed, another burst of power erupted from within him. This power broke through the bottleneck of the Great Perfection Earth Supreme and reached the lower Heavenly Supreme level, which was the maximum strength Xiao Yan's body could currently withstand. Rule modification, power level adjustment. When the Primordial Divine Ancestor saw Xiao Yan's power rise to the lower Heavenly Supreme, he shook his head in dissatisfaction. He then stretched out his finger again and flicked Xiao Yan's body. As his finger flicked, Xiao Yan's muscles trembled, and unknown substances began to fall out. These substances seemed to be impurities preventing his body from becoming stronger. With the removal of these impurities, Xiao Yan's entire body expanded slightly, and it now seemed capable of matching a top-tier great perfection heavenly supreme warrior. Rule modification. Physical strength enhancement. But the primordial divine ancestor was not done yet. He then placed his finger on Xiao Yan's energy core. Within, the supremacy expanded several dozen times, and Xiao Yan's aura surged again, breaking through the upper heavenly supreme bottleneck. In the next instant, he entered the great perfection heavenly supreme level, and his divine soul was upgraded to the heavenly soul. At this point, Xiao Yan was powerful enough to become one of the most exceptional figures within the heavenly supreme tier. Having completed these modifications, the primordial divine ancestor nodded in satisfaction and turned to face the slaughter ancestor and the demon ancestor. Now, do you think he's worth less than your servant? The two, slaughter ancestor and the demon ancestor, exchanged glances before responding with a smile. Heh, power isn't so necessary for us. Even a great perfection, heavenly supreme, has little trade value for us. The undying lord, for example, we're not interested in killing him. What difference does one more make? How about you trade him for Yuan Chong from the Great Thousand Alliance? That's a much better deal, Slaughter Ancestor suggested. But don't you realize? Xiao Yan might one day stand on the same level as us. Can your servant compare to that kind of value? The myriad spirit divine ancestor interjected. No, the demon ancestor replied simply, then extended his palm and lightly tapped Xiao Yan. With this touch, the rules the primordial divine ancestor had modified were immediately undone, returning Xiao Yan's body to its previous form, and his aura dropped back to a level close to the great perfection Earth Supreme. However, the power did not stop there. It continued to decrease, falling to the lower Earth Supreme, then the 9-rank Supreme, until finally stopping at the 3 heaven stage, and eventually the heaven merging stage. Rule modification. Reverse power level adjustment. At this level, he's just like your servant, the demon ancestor said, having reduced Xiao Yan's power to the heaven merging stage. That question is flawed. There are two different types, both highly valuable, the primordial divine ancestor retorted without hesitation. Well, for beings like us who set the rules, there's no such thing as assumptions, Slaughter Ancestor said with a smirk. Now I've made the assumption. Can you do it? The primordial divine ancestor continued. Since that's the case, our discussion should be over. The demon ancestor waved his hand dismissively, then added, but our purpose today remains unchanged. Xiao Yan must die, and you can't stop us. Then we have nothing more to say, the myriad spirit divine ancestor responded. Nothing more to say. We'll kill him, and if you try to stop us, so be it, Slaughter Ancestor said coldly.